Human history is filled with a deep and persistent curiosity about the future. We often wonder about what will happen at the very end of time. This is not a new idea, you know. Ancient civilizations told stories about great cycles of creation and destruction. People have always looked for meaning in the flow of events. They want to know if there is a final purpose to our collective journey. This fascination with the end times or eschatology is a powerful force. It shapes how societies understand justice, hope, and their place in the cosmic order. It provides a framework for understanding suffering and promises that things will eventually be made right. This interest in the end of days often grows stronger during times of great trouble. When people see war, injustice, or social collapse, they look for answers. They seek comfort in the belief that a divine plan is unfolding. The idea that history is moving toward a final, dramatic conclusion can be very appealing. It suggests that the chaos of the present is not meaningless. Instead, it is seen as a necessary prelude to a better world. This belief can inspire great acts of faith and endurance. It gives people the strength to face terrible difficulties, holding on to the promise of a future where goodness will triumph over evil completely and finally. Religions around the world have developed detailed narratives about the end times. These stories often feature powerful figures. In Islam, this powerful expectation is centered on a figure known as the Mahdi, the Promised Guide. The Mahdi is a promised redeemer in Islamic belief. The word Mahdi means the rightly guided one. He is not a prophet like Muhammad. Instead, an exceptional future leader. He will be a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. His mission? Restore true Islam. Bring justice to a world of oppression, tyranny. He represents hope, guiding humanity back to the straight path, before the final judgment day. A symbol of renewal and divine intervention. His arrival marks a turning point in history. He will emerge during great global conflict, moral decay, the world in chaos, people desperate for leadership. The Mahdi rises to fill the void. He will unite the fragmented Muslim community. He will lead a struggle against injustice. His reign, peace, prosperity, spiritual clarity. Beliefs come from the Hadith, the Prophet's collected sayings and actions. The Quran doesn't mention the Mahdi by name. Numerous Hadith describe his character, his mission, the signs before his coming. Traditions: a man of noble character. He resembles the Prophet in conduct. He will be a just ruler, distributing wealth fairly, filling the earth with equity and justice, contrasting earlier oppression and injustice. His leadership divinely inspired, bringing religious clarity. The Mahdi is human, though divinely guided, not divine to be worshipped, a man born of a human family, chosen by God for an extraordinary task. His story is relatable, his mission practical for believers. Expectation encourages Muslims to strive for justice. A reminder: don't despair in hard times, hope for a righteous leader who champions the oppressed, restore balance to the world. In Shia Islam, the belief in the Mahdi is a central and fundamental article of faith. For Twelver Shias, who form the majority of the Shia population, the Mahdi is not just a future leader, but a specific, known individual. They believe he is the 12th and final Imam Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Mahdi. They hold that he was born in the 9th century and is the direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad through his daughter Fatima. This belief is not just a historical footnote, it is a living, breathing reality that shapes their entire worldview and spiritual practice today. According to Shia tradition, the 12th Imam did not die but was placed by God into a state of occultation or concealment in the year 941 CE. This was done to protect him from his enemies. Minor occultation, where he communicated with his followers through appointed deputies, and the major occultation, which continues to this day. During the major occultation, he is believed to be alive and present in the world, aware of the affairs of humanity but hidden from public view. He is the hidden Imam, guiding the community spiritually until the time is right for his return. The return of the 12th Imam is the most anticipated event in Shia eschatology. His reappearance, known as the Zuhur, will signal the beginning of the end times. In Sunni Islam, the belief in the Mahdi is also present, though generally held with a different emphasis than in Shia Islam. The Mahdi is not a foundational article of faith in the same way, but his coming is affirmed by many prominent Sunni scholars and numerous Hadith. For Sunnis, the Mahdi will be a future righteous ruler, a caliph, descending from the Prophet Muhammad. He is not a currently living individual in hiding, but a man who will be born in the future and rise to leadership at the appointed time. His name will be Muhammad ibn Abdullah, like the Prophet. The Mahdi's role in Sunni tradition is to be a great reformer and unifier. He will appear when the Muslim community is at a low point, beset by division, corruption, weakness. He will restore the purity of the faith, correcting misinterpretations and innovations. He will unite scattered Muslim nations under a banner of justice and righteousness. His leadership will be marked by strict adherence to the Quran and the Sunnah, the practices of the Prophet Muhammad. He will rule for a number of years, bringing unparalleled peace and prosperity. Sunni traditions describe him as a just, generous leader, ruling over the Arabs and the entire world. So, Islamic traditions speak of two categories of signs that will precede the final judgment: minor signs, major signs. The minor signs are events and social conditions that gradually appear over a long period. Many are moral transformations and social transformations, painting a world turned upside down. Now, these signs aren't always dramatic, more like a slow accumulation of changes signaling a spiritual crisis. Among the minor signs are the decay of knowledge, the rise of ignorance. Religious understanding becomes scarce, unqualified individuals rise as leaders and scholars, misleading people. Dishonesty spreads, trust breaks, people no longer feel safe with their wealth or even their lives. Hadith also speak of role reversal. Children disobey parents' normalization of behavior once seen as immoral. The moral compass of society is lost. Other signs: changes in natural and economic order. Time seems to pass more quickly. Wealth increases but concentrates in a few. People compete to build ever taller buildings. Traditions foretell an increase in killing and widespread conflict. Killers not knowing why they kill victims, not knowing why they were killed. Senseless violence becomes common. These minor signs serve as a warning, to awaken people from spiritual slumber and encourage return to God's path. For many Muslims today, it seems many signs have already appeared. Conflict, wealth disparities, moral decline, seen as fulfillments of prophecy. That belief adds urgency to their faith, a sense they live close to the era of the Mahdi's arrival. Following the accumulation of minor signs, Islamic eschatology describes the appearance of the major signs. These are unmistakable, dramatic events that will unfold rapidly, one after another. The arrival of the Mahdi is considered one of these major signs. His appearance is the definitive signal that the final, intense chapter of human history has begun. The major signs are of such a magnitude that no one will be able to ignore them. They are the final calls to repentance before the world ends. One major sign is the emergence of a great deceiver, the Dajjal, the Antichrist. The Dajjal is charismatic, but evil. He will claim to be God. He will be given power to perform great miracles to deceive people. He will control the earth's resources. He will reward those who follow him. He will punish those who reject him. His trial will be humanity's greatest tribulation. The Mahdi's main struggle will be against the Dajjal, and against the Dajjal's massive army. Another major sign is the second coming of Jesus, Isa ibn Maryam. Islamic tradition holds Jesus was not crucified but was raised to heaven. He will return to earth before the end of time. He will descend in Damascus. Together they will lead believers in the final battle. Their defeat of the Dajjal will usher in unprecedented peace and justice. The core of the Mahdi's mission is the establishment of universal justice. Traditions from both Sunni and Shia sources agree on this point. He will arrive at a time when the world is rife with tyranny, corruption, inequality. His purpose is to reverse this state of affairs completely. He will rule according to divine law, ensuring that every person receives their rights and that no one is oppressed. His government will not be limited to one region, but will extend across the entire globe, creating a single, unified state founded on the principles of equity and compassion. This vision of a just world is central to his role as a redeemer. Another key aspect of his mission is the restoration and purification of religion. Over time, beliefs and practices can become distorted and the true spirit of the faith can be lost. The Mahdi will correct these errors and present Islam in its pristine original form. He will have a profound and divinely inspired understanding of the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. The Islamic belief in the Mahdi is part of a broader human tradition of expecting a savior or messianic figure. Many of the world's religions and cultures have a similar concept of a promised leader who will arrive at a time of crisis to redeem humanity and establish a new era of peace and justice. This widespread pattern suggests a deep-seated human yearning for hope for a final resolution to the problem of evil and for divine intervention in history. In Judaism, the belief in the Messiah or Mashiach is a core principle of faith. The Messiah is expected to be a human king from the line of King David. His arrival will herald the Messianic age, a time of global peace and universal knowledge of God. He will rebuild the temple in Jerusalem. Christianity also has a strong eschatological focus, centered on the second coming of Jesus Christ. Christians believe that Jesus, whom they consider the Son of God and the Messiah who has already come, will return to earth in glory at the end of time. His return will involve the final judgment of humanity, the resurrection of the dead, the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. While the Islamic view of Jesus' return differs in that he comes as a supporter of the Mahdi and not as the ultimate redeemer himself, the shared belief in his return is a significant point of connection. The belief in the Mahdi remains a powerful and relevant force for many millions of Muslims around the world today. It is more than just an ancient prophecy or a point of theological debate. For many, it is a living, breathing hope that provides comfort and strength in a world that often seems chaotic and unjust. In times of political turmoil, economic hardship, social upheaval, the idea that a divinely guided leader will one day come to set things right is a profound source of solace. It prevents despair from taking root and encourages a patient and steadfast faith in God's ultimate plan. This expectation is not meant to be a passive waiting. For many believers, preparing for the Mahdi's arrival is an active and transformative process. It involves a personal commitment to living a more righteous and just life. It means striving to embody the qualities of the promised leader: justice, compassion, integrity, piety. The belief encourages social engagement, political engagement, motivating people to stand up against oppression and work towards creating a better society in the here and now, assuring believers that in the end, justice and peace will prevail on earth.